Hello, hello, I am Day 9, and this is some Week 1 coverage action of the StarCraft II GeForce Pro-Am tournament. And oh, what a match we have. It's Star Tails Bomber in the bottom right versus none other than Destiny, who has that root tag, but right now he's not really part of anything. He's just a free-floating Destiny off on his own accord. He is in the top left as the ghostly pink Zerg versus Star Tails Bomber in the bottom right. Once again, CEVO, the organizers of this tournament, were kind enough to donate an account to Bomber, who is known for not playing on North America as much as he is known for crushing almost every single tournament he enters. We see Destiny going for a GLHF on 11 food. Likewise, we see a counter response by Star Tails Bomber, the GG Good Luck. This will be a best of 3 starting on Shakura's Plateau, one of my favorite maps because of how easy it is to defend a lot of the expansions. We see that there's an extremely thin ramp entering your own main, and then a relatively thin ramp outside of your natural expansion, meaning that you can do very clever little wall-offs with barracks, or if you're Zerg, you can do very cute wall-offs with things like evolution chambers, queens, spine crawlers, or even spore crawlers if you're feeling awfully bold. Interestingly, we see Rude Destiny going for, it looks like an 11 pool. He went for the extractor trick, and then he built the spawning pool, and now he's adding on more drones. Generally, you see players go pool gas, or just for a straight early expand, but we're seeing no gas at all from Destiny, just completely skipping over that. So this is going to be quite a fast pool. Generally, when you go pool first, around 15, you also expand. You build your expansion hatchery at 15, but this means that Destiny is going to be able to start a queen and some Zerglings beforehand. This is very helpful against that extremely common 2 racks pressure. As I said, you can get wall-offs to defend and expand, so a lot of Terrans just open up with the 2 racks to do the aggression right off the bat. Destiny is now doing a cross-map scout with the drone. He sees that his opponent is not in the top right, so he'll be approaching the bottom left. Did he manage to get a shot off? Nope, looks like the drone and SCV traded high fives and continued to advance without much concern for one another. There's the drone moving in. It's going to go ahead and check out the barracks, and it sees no gas geysers. That's going to be a big sign for Destiny. 1 barracks, no geysers. He's expecting an early expand. He's trying to hide his drone, trying to see if he can spot an early expand, and will he see it? It looks like... oh, he barely ends up seeing it. Ooh, that's going to be pretty nasty for Star Tails Bomber, as now his strat is completely splayed out wide open. Destiny now again with that really early queen, the still pretty damn early expansion going up. The 1 SCV will sneak in. Now let's see if this 1 SCV scout can be as lucky as Destiny's drone scout. Will it see any of the gas geysers? Oh my gosh, I don't actually think he got to see any of the gas geysers down. No, wow, Bomber did not see either of those geysers go down. So that means that right now Bomber is playing pretty far into the dark. As we always like to say, geyser is the biggest indicator of what strategy is to come. So this does mean that with this now barracks wall off, we're likely going to see Bomber transition into a very fast tank marine play. Very typical after an early expand. 3 barracks, 1 factory, and 1 tech lab on those barracks getting upgrades. Very typical formation. There's the queen going down. Ooh, no queen. Was that a cancel on the queen? Oh, wow, a really fast Roach Warren. Man, Destiny has an extremely peculiar opening. Not necessarily bad, though. We've seen players like IamNesty defend expansions at Hatchery Tech with lots of Roaches before. Roaches are extremely versatile against all ground units. They have the obvious vulnerability to Banshees, as Banshees fly, and Roaches do not shoot flying units. But regardless, Destiny would likely be in a safe position to gear up to take a relatively fast third if he'd gotten this a little bit later, but he got it early. I wonder if he's going to use those Roaches for aggression. This is a very weird opening. 11 pool after Extractor Trick, followed by a Roach Warren and a really fast expansion. Very cool opening by Destiny thus far. As we can see, he's quite secure. Now we're finally beginning to see Star Tails Bomber begin to produce those Marines. Bomber's style tends to be straight up muscle. He is going to get the typical units everyone else gets, but he's going to do very clever timings. For instance, most players build barracks 2 and 3 first, But no, we see Bomber getting these 2 refineries first. And look at how fast his factory is. And oh, wait, no, he's not going to be going for tanks. He's going to be going for early medevac pressure. This could work out amazingly well against Destiny. Destiny has no layer. It's very difficult to deal with medevacs when you have no layer. As we can see in the unit counting station, 2 queens just now completing for Destiny. And look at these very fast extractors. Trademark Destiny move, heavy on Infestor. But of course, never, ever, ever overlook the capabilities of Mutalisks in this matchup. And wow! Wow, a really fast 2 Evo Chamber. Destiny, you're crazy! This is nuts! Oh, Destiny, I'm so happy I'm casting your games. You're so cool. There's the bunker going down. Now, this is very, very clever bunker placement by Startail's Bomber. Very frequently, you'll see Baneling busts break down natural expansions, causing crying, tears, misery, and all the usual business. Baneling bust, bunker defending the back mineral line, and also, once these medevacs get loaded up with all these Marines, back bunker going to be a nice little bit of defense. Let's see how Bomber ends up pulling it through. We see now a layer going down. Is he getting upgrades? He's getting Zergling upgrades right now. He's getting the metabolic boost. There, the Zergling's popping out right now. And look at this. He only has 3 roaches that he's using to go kill off these destructible rocks. This is such a cool play by both players. Oh my gosh, did he see it? It looks like, yes, he got a good bit of vision range. Is he going to be preparing for it, though? We shall have to see. Refinery going down right now, nothing too out of the ordinary. There's the stim finishing up right now. Very good timing, and right now, look at this. It looks like Bomber will be checking to see if that expansion is up. Just going to poke with 2 Marines, and when he sees it's not up, he's probably going to be a little bit confused. Absolutely reasonable, considering the Destiny is doing kind of a wonky style, getting himself a 3rd queen up. There's the scan. He's going to be shocked to see those 2 evolution chambers down, pulling him far ahead in the upgrade race. Viking coming out right now. Tanks going down. Siege mode. All the usual suspects of typical Terran play. And there's the stem. He's starting to try to pick off that Overlord. Destiny very smartly pulls those Zerglings back, but now he's going to try to pull back. He's going to lose a lot of Overlords. Ugh, Destiny basically getting supply blocked at 83 of 84. No drop in the main, having to pull a lot of guys back right now. Let's see if Destiny can manage to pull a defense. Destiny's in a rough position. These Marines are doing so much damage. He's starting to target fire another Overlord, and right now Destiny has no way to deal with these air units. He waits till he has a critical number of Zerglings, but look at that great positioning by Bomber, locking everything at that backside. And oh, just before the 1-1 upgrades are done, Destiny is looking to be in an absolutely atrocious position, likely a very fast, easy win for Bomber. Looks like the Roaches and Zerglings outside the front have yet to be pulled back. Both the medevacs one medevac is very high health. One finally down right now. Will the Queens pick it off? Oh gosh, oh, Bomber just going for such typical unit mixes, but this timing is what catches people off guard. These super early 2 refineries now putting Destiny under a lot of ultra-fast drop pressure. Rarely ever see drops happen that fast. There's the transfuse. Destiny plummeting down to 64 supply. And with his drones and Queens, it looks like he will finally repel this attack. But at what cost? I mean, just an appalling differential between the 2 players right now. Not even getting the chance to kill off these destructible rocks. Destiny is in a very rough spot. 35 drones, 20 Lings, 3 Roaches. Extremely small army. Look at the units lost tab. Oh my goodness. I mean, I'm opening up every tab that can convey loss right now, and it is just a very tragic story for Root Destiny. Look at how few resources lost. Look at how much was killed off. Incredibly efficient drop, and ooh, now bringing some tanks in the mix. We see that combat shield is done, but if there's one saving grace of Destiny's opening, look at the upgrade lead he has. No upgrades yet done for Bomber. Destiny, in the meantime, is starting 2-2, and there's the infestation pit. Oh, look at the gas buildup. He has a ridiculous amount of gas stored up. But Bomber is going to be going for a drop at this back cliff, the tactic that was so popular in the first iteration of Shakuras Plateau. Might be having a follow-up lead here. Oh, so aggressive. Dropping tanks. Look at the range. Just barely bleeding in to that mineral line, but just in time, Destiny's going to be able to keep it alive. Wow, that was just amazing timing by Destiny to kill that off. Uh-oh, will he lose his pool? He's starting to run back with all his Zerglings. It looks like his Zerglings will not be back there in time. He's going to have to make a run for it with his drones and his Queens. And oh, a transfuse! Another transfuse on the spawning pool. Will he be able to keep it alive? It looks like the answer is no. He does manage to pick off one medevac. Can he get the other? Brutal loss yet again for Destiny. Right now we are seeing StarTales Bomber have to pull back with that one medevac. Going to try to sneak it around the backside. This hatch is low on health. Burrow is being researched. The second spawning pool is going down somewhere in the base. There it is. It looks like a spawning pool on 73, a typical transition. And now it looks like a one single lone Predator Zergling from Destiny will help clear out the front. And ooh, a lot of damage being dealt by those siege tanks from up on high. There's the third orbital command. Bomber loves getting fast thirds. Let me tell you something. Fast drop play, one of the biggest tickets to that. Pobre Destiny. Now, interestingly, there are actually not that many units out on the field for Bomber. Look at this. Only 20, actually 28 Marines is a lot. Oh, there are all the Marines hanging out happily in the main. The big thing that Bomber bought himself was time. Look at the number of barracks that he has. All with reactor, 2 tanks coming out at a time from those factories. That third barracks, or that original first barracks, now producing ghosts, interestingly. The Ghost Academy is up, very smart play. As he has dropped in his opponent's main, sees the infestation pit down, and we see 6 infestors en route for Destiny. But the one saving grace, again, that Destiny has, look at those upgrades, 2-2. We're seeing a very wide array of units come out of StarTales Bomber. We're seeing upgrades. We are seeing Ghost Academy getting ghosts. We're seeing medevac drops. We're seeing Vikings in addition to the usual tank and Marine play. Destiny's going Zerglings, upgrades, and infestors. With a lean play like that, he doesn't have a lot of different types of units, so we can have good upgrades for the ones he does have. And this is a style that we've seen Demaga have huge success with, and for any of you who watch Destiny's stream, you've derived huge enjoyment from it as well. We see the Zerglings continue to try to pick off these southern expansions. Destiny now making this north side available thanks to that early kill-off. There's the third going down for Destiny, but rarely ever will you see a Terran taking his third before a Zerg. Incredible defensive positioning by StarTales Bomber. We do see, looks like, a couple of cancels on some depots back there. Doesn't really want to have them. I guess he's happy being at 200 of 200 food. Doesn't really need to get more supply depots than that. Once again, a little drop by Bomber, trying to spot for a third. Destiny is not going to leave the game yet, even though he took an early beating. There's the level 1 armor upgrade finishing up. Level 2 attack for infantry. Level 1 for tanks going up as well. Infestors, oh, looks like infestors are going to find them. Be very careful, little infestors. Looks like they are going to waste the full extra energy. That's 225 energy that has gone down. One little beach ball infested Terran. Gonna pop out. Got him. Expo down now for Destiny. In the unit counting station, we see he does not have that many drones. He's continuing to make a large number of Zerglings. His Ultraless Cavern is going down. He really needs to start those 3-3 upgrades and begin doing some magic with them fast. This is an extremely unusual style we're seeing come out of Destiny that's really only been explored in the Americas and especially in Europe. Again, Demaga, a big, big user of this style of play. So I'm curious if Bomber has a lot of experience with that. We do see StarTales Bomber beginning to do the push of death. He has to be very careful defending this third. This is a big, wide open flank here, and if he can just secure the center, he's going to be in great shape. He still has to be worried about these run-bys, though. Destiny's so smartly pulling apart this map. Holy infestors. 14 infestors. What the infestors? And it looks like a couple of Marines poke forward. It does not work out so great for Bomber, but that's fine. He has an incredible positioning right here, and look at him just taking command centers one at a time, gooping up the right side of the map. We see some Overlords continuing to vomit the creep everywhere. There's a 4th base going down now for Destiny. Again, he has this north available whenever he so desires to do it, and we're seeing another command center. We call these macro command centers. Are going to be eventually turned into... Ooh, looks like some nice little detonating going on there. Those will be turned into orbital commands and be used for the mules. In the meantime, it looks like Destiny was just trying to chip away at the tank count, sending some Zerglings forward a little bit at a time to take them out. We do see 3 Ultralists getting produced right now. Extra expansion up for Bomber, and look at in the unit counting station, this can be really revealing. 6 mules out on the field, and this is even being morphed to an orbital command. No need for a planetary, because look at the lockdown that Bomber has in the middle. But the old school style of Zerg, the style of Zerg that Destiny does not play, revolves around these big, slow frontal attacks using the slow Broodlords, the Infestors, maybe some Queens if you're feeling extra creative. But Destiny's very much so a new school Zerg player. He loves drops, he loves counterattacks, he loves those Nidus networks, and this style of play definitely benefits little counterplays. And look at this. You see a single lone infestor moving to the bottom. I'm almost starting to giggle at the way I said, look at this. I sounded like David Attenborough from Planet Earth. Oh, look at this, a lone infestor stalking across its prey. Here he is moving down to the south. He might be able to pick off some Vikings. No, he's going to neglect to do that. Does not want to reveal it yet. We see one lone Marine getting picked off down at the south end as well. Another Expo going down. We see those Vikings continuing to pick off Overlords. Great way to deal with any kind of Nidus Network play. It looks like, oh, getting a huge pack of Marines. We can get it again, and he does. Big win right there for that Infestor. 18 kills. Infestor Assassin. Well played. We are seeing Destiny still try to poke and prod and find little vulnerabilities that he can. But the Ventral Sack upgrade going down, this could be huge. Destiny, who was so far behind at the start of the game, has finally managed to pull back ahead. And it looks like Destiny has managed to push back Bomber. Surprising result. Right now we're seeing Bomber produce Marauders and Ghosts. He's going to try to use that snipe ability. And it looks like there's an Overseer. He's going to pick it off. And there's some amazing snipes going down. Can he get an EMP? Oh, huge EMPs. But Destiny making a big push through the center. We see there's the Neuroparasite getting the tanks. Tank, Ultralisk, very good against Marauder. Thank you, Idra, for that joke format. There we see Destiny continuing to pierce through with those Ultras. Marauder's going to try to poke up very potent units against those, but Destiny has sprinted ahead in the food lead. Suddenly, Bomber, these expansions are now big vulnerabilities. You heard me blabber on about counterattacks and drops and Nidus networks, but no, Destiny just managed to hammer his way through front and center, and now all of a sudden, a really well-timed counterattack by Destiny could be absolutely devastating for Bomber. Destiny is now picking away at these northern barracks. I think it's a surprise to see some barracks here in the middle of the map. And Destiny going, oh, if there's some free buildings here, why not add to the party? And now we're seeing a bunch of Marauders swing forth. But look at this, 3-3 melee versus 2-2 infantry. These Ultras take hardly any damage at all. The Zerglings deal an incredible punch, but oh, we forgot the Adrenal Glands, so getting those a little bit late. And here come the Mules trying to swing down, but Destiny has an armada of Infestors approaching through that top side. Now there are the Zerglings taking out the remaining refineries. And look at this huge reversal. Destiny has managed to pick off all these expansions. Now we're seeing Bomber is the one who is suddenly in a bind. Oh, the Planetary Fortress finally getting up. It looks like Bomber will be able to keep that expansion alive for a slightly longer period of time. But look at that, 8 Mules. Look at the number of command centers that are back in the main. Tremendous numbers of orbital commands and the huge number of Ghost Academies. 2 Ghost Academies making nukes 2 at a time. And oh my god, the infested Terran hug! It's a party time up in the top right base. This 4 Planetary Fortress is at 23 kills, but will it be enough? That Planetary Fortress is getting awfully low on health. There's a target fire from Destiny. Can he manage to take it out? And he does! Very nice pick there by Destiny. There's the scan. No infestors there, but again, you can see that little ripple of black. Got to be looking for it. Again, you can see those burrowed units deep underneath the ground. On top of the ground, actually. There they are. There's the scan. Going to stim, beginning to pick them off. Trying to deal as much damage as he can. Destiny notices and responds with a huge number of infested Terrans. Oh my goodness, popping up above ground, but they don't have any attack upgrades. They still do 5 damage and have a pretty high fire rate. Going to be able to distract long enough for Destiny to maybe be able to escape alive with all these infestors. He is retreating back home, but he's been producing a lot of Ultras and Zerglings in the unit counting station. We see 103 Zerglings out on the field right now. A lot of bases up right now for Destiny. Oh, Overlord drop moving along the south end. Very smart play by Destiny. He's trying to put more pressure on. Oh, tanks killing themselves. Very nice plant right there. And there is the huge drop coming in for Destiny. Starting to unload in the back of the base. Destiny has really leveled up his game recently. Now beginning to just pull more units back. This is not really designed to try to be a killing blow. It's designed to peel the Terran army into multiple locations at once. So that way you can open it up for an attack like this. Not that many Terran units at the front. Those Terran units are so potent. And Destiny just going to go straight for the counter, going directly for the expansions. He knows he is trying to starve Startail's Bomber to death. Keep in mind, Startail's Bomber does have 2 nukes, so it can be very dangerous in the late stages of the game. We've seen Bomber rely a lot on nukes and do counterattack. Oh, all the infestors floating right by the 1 lone missile turret, and the SCV begins repairing it just in time. The scan, not going to be enough, but he will maybe take out a tank. No, just do some severe damage. Oh, Hero Zergling still in the mineral line. He'll be able to get a couple of kills. see more forces beginning to move out into the center of the map. Startails Bomber having a good, steady supply of ghosts, not just for that EMP, but also for snipe on the Ultralisks. But it looks like not a single Ultralisk in plan for Destiny. Destiny is just going to be going Mass Infestor Zergling. Keep in mind, the units that really threaten those tanks are units like, or excuse me, that really threaten the Ultralisks are units like tanks, units like the Ghosts. Neural Parasite, a Ghost, you can EMP the Ghost pack. Neural Parasite tanks, you can obliterate the Marine Marauder packs. This is awesome creative play by Destiny, a brilliant late game transition. And also, in addition to these units, we're going to see Destiny get a million, billion expansions. Very, very nice play at this point. Bomber's in a bit of a bind. Bomber has not really put any pressure on Destiny other than those early drops. Destiny's been in complete control for the later stages of the game, but that doesn't necessarily mean that Destiny is pulling that far ahead. We've seen that he's managed to catch up on that resources lost count, but keep in mind, Destiny is spending a lot of resources. He has a lot of bases early on. Bomber has this top right and far top right expansion, and even this center one that he hasn't even really mined yet. It's a lot of additional money that could be very beneficial. And ooh, he needs to unload that fast, and no, he takes out 4 Infestors. Zerglings now pulling up along the top. 117 Zerglings in that control group. Marine spots all of it. Here come the Infestors through the mid, and it looks like the Ghosts are starting to gear up and get ready for Startails Bomber. We see the Zerglings now sweeping in through the south side. There's the scan, and EMP goes down, kills the energy, but there's like so many Infestors, there's not that much that the Ghost can really do. Needs to get off a really good fungal growth. Be careful of the cloak. Oh, Destiny losing the energy on huge numbers of those. And there's a great fungal. Captures those Ghosts, and in the meantime, it looks like, wow, Bomber knows how precious that top is. Going to just leave the Vikings and the turrets there. The response from Destiny is going to be a Greater Spire. Has completely avoided spending Ultralisks for the last bit of time, and look at the gas reward. He's at 3K, 3K. I mean, generally you see Zergs just try to win right when they first get Brood Lords, or you see Zergs just begin getting Ultralisks and never stop no matter what. But Destiny using it as transitions, using them as stepping stones to different styles throughout the game. There's a second rescan by Bomber. Bomber trying to get that detection up, scanning, pushing back all the Infestors. What will be Destiny's next play? He has plenty of time to be able to get up the Greater Spire units. He has plenty of time to get the Brood Lords. He's going to go for a huge push right now. Huge number of infested Terrans, and there come yet even more of these Infestors, but this is a huge loss for Destiny. Getting absolutely murdered, and look at that, 15 Infestors in the production queue. A lot of Infestors still alive for Destiny. He has 20 Infestors. Yeah, let's get 15 more Infestors. That's great. That's like a car with 10 wheels, and we're like, we are going to order 30 more wheels. So that way we can be rolling. Looks like now we have Rude Destiny continuing to just suck up all the gas that he can on the map. Not having a lot of drones mining minerals, but every geyser that he controls has those 3 drones in it. He is getting a little bit low on the extractor count, is mining dry, starting to get banelings up now. These burrowed Infestors continue to move around the map. It looks like Bomber is a little underprepared for this style. Bomber is still playing brilliantly, but suddenly not being his usual aggressive self. And there we see more beach balls, more infested Terran eggs making their way out. Destiny unburrows and goes for the run. They don't seem much faster above ground than they do below. And the Marauders easy cleanup and a second scan. Obliterates everything, but looks like there are some extra Infestors that I have. Don't forget I ordered 30 more wheels for my car. And there we see Destiny getting the final fungal growth. That's going to be a very surprising little treat there for Startails Bomber to see that there is that many ridiculous amounts of units on the map. We're starting to see that the units lost tab for Destiny is starting to get a little bit higher. That's because Destiny is hurling huge amounts of units inefficiently, and Destiny's going to rely on having this north expansion and control over the south expansion, and is going to try to win by starving his opponent. These cross-map splits on Shakuras Plateau are very interesting because these expansions on the Terran side are very vulnerable, as are the Zerg expansions on his side. And then the top and the bottom expansions are vulnerable, very contestable by both players. Destiny now going for counterattack. Oh, Bomber! Oh my gosh! Loses the orbital command. That was a little bit of a mistake, and now the Zerglings try to march their way through. Been surprised to see this many orbital commands out on the map. And as we go to the unit counting station, we see that Bomber is very low on the worker count. Now he's starting to do a nuke at each of these expansions. Destiny sees it. Again, these center expansions, the vulnerable spots for both players, the center 4. There's one nuke landing. Neither of them really kill too much, but we do see Destiny now with the Overlord speed and the Overseers able to push these back. Very weird stalemate-ish situation. The play for Bomber now, begin getting a lot of macro orbital commands, so that way he can flood with mules, sustain his economy, and inevitably win. Oh, by replacing that SCV units, who cares? He just lost a huge amount of money. But anyways, back to Startail Bomber's strat. He wants to sack SCVs and rely on mules and fill his food up with these expensive units, Ghosts, Marauders, Tanks, Medevacs. Destiny's gonna win. Pure and simple power, overwhelming Starship Trooper Zerg style, baby. He now has Banelings, Ultralisk, a ridiculous amount of Infestors on the map. The style popularized by Damaga when he went to the World Championship in GOM TV in South Korea. Pulled MVP to an incredibly long game with this Infestor-heavy mix, now giving Startail Bomber the same trouble. And here he is, advancing through the center. The Banelings and Ultralisk are getting obliterated. And oh, big EMPs taking out a lot of the Infestors. But look at the amount of purple still left on those tanks. Destiny is just never done. He has so many Infestors, and there's another huge set of fungal growths, picking off more infantry. 80 Zerglings in production for Destiny. He is going to be forced to retreat with these Infestors, losing them rapidly. There's a beautiful scan by Bomber. Destiny still in the retreat, throwing some beach balls down. The Marine Marauder now fully upgraded 3-3. Zerglings beginning to pour down. Uh-oh, it looks like Bomber may be a little overextended. He's going to get surrounded by Zerglings. Can he get the hot pickup achievement? No. No, he can't. There it is. The latest, coldest pickup known to man. There it looks like another expansion attempt going on. Again, these are the vulnerable expansions. Destiny getting a big boost by controlling these top. Again, getting all gas, maximum gasage. And there it is. There's the Corruptors coming out. What are the upgrades like? None yet on the air attack, but keep in mind those Broodlings are 3-3 and can pack quite a nasty punch when you get big bunches of them. There's the Corruptors beginning to pour out now for Destiny. With his income, I mean, it's just incredible the amount of gas income that he's getting, nearly twice that of his opponents. Mineral income obviously higher for the Terran, as he does have 12 mules out at a time. And there the Marauders going to be doing a little sniping action at the south base. Drones getting taken down, so you have to be very careful. In Terran's position, oh, he doesn't have a good enough stranglehold over the center of the map. That's going to be a free pack of Marauders, and it looks like Marauders trying to pull back into the corner. Zerglings sweep around. No problem whatsoever. We do see now Vikings continue to patrol the north end. Very, very difficult for Destiny to pierce through. And there it is, now trying to get some more resources. Uh-oh, the scan. Can he manage to take it out? Does he see which Ghost is planting the nuke? He does, then he manages to take it down. And in the meantime, the Zerglings also flooding that south end. It looks like Bomber is going to sack it. Bomber broke up at north, broke at the right expansion. Only has these forward vulnerable expos remaining. No, this is the only patch remaining. And wow, mules are good at getting you money fast. Holy mules. It's a lot of mules. And at the same time, one of the best counters to mules is the Brood Lord. One of the best counters to like anything. Looks like one poor lone SCV wants to approach the center of the map, try to get a good sense of what's going on. He did not see the Brood Lords. Destiny re-expanding to the south and north positions on the map. It's going to be increasingly difficult for Bomber to apply pressure because he'll have to sacrifice his strength over the central stronghold that he has established. Looks like a Zergling, Ultralisk, Infestor Broodlord push coming up for Destiny. We do see the level 2 attacks going down for air. Those macro orbital commands still doing a lot of good. We see 10 orbital commands down in Control Group 5 for Bomber. We see him using 4 full control groups. Oh, very nice pick there. He's going to pull back. And oh, he's actually going to reveal... He's going to reveal all of these Broodlords. Look at this. He's actually landing it on the ground, and it looks like Bomber definitely notices it now. Huge number of Broodlords advancing forward. Does he have enough Vikings? He's got to be careful. The Infestors are very good at planting fungal growth from afar. Oh, he's actually going for the Neuroparasite. He's going to be killing off the other Vikings. With these Vikings, huge Viking numbers suddenly appear. But Destiny with a very unusual Viking Neuroparasite lands all of them and is killing them off one at a time. Brilliant use of that neural parasite. Very uncommon use. Wow, people are going to have inspiration after today's game. Keep in mind, this is week 1 of the SC2 GeForce Pro-Am tournament. If you're enjoying these videos, go to geforce.cevo.com. That is geforce.cevo.com and watch more kick-ass games like this. Gosh, getting the best seat in the house. Marauders now picking off the south end. We are seeing all of the Broodlords begin to sweep in, starting to really crack a hole in this hardened shell that is the center defense from StarTale's Bomber. Destiny now taking the south end. Destiny, who had one of the worst starts ever. Don't forget about that fast marine drop that killed almost everything off. And now here we are at the 42-minute mark with StarTale's Bomber pushed to the brink of annihilation. This is no fluke win if Destiny can pull this off. This is a remarkable mix. But can Bomber hold on? He's known for being the offensive, aggressive genius. But in this game, he's shown incredible resilience. Look at how much he has been killing off. He has almost 10,000 minerals, less units lost. Bomber really trying to hang in there, but this is a relentless onslaught. Zergling's now surrounding. Can he manage to pick it off? We do hear another nuke beginning to go down somewhere on the map. It's at the south end, trying to deny that one expansion. And can he get the planetary fortress? He gets it! It looks like StarTale's Bomber now in a very, very rough position. There's snipes going off, trying to pick off more units. Destiny with a mass of infestors, and if we look at the unit counting station, we can see the advantage of this upgrade heavy, expand heavy style from Destiny. Early on, he used all his minerals, taking these expansions, and now he's built up such a ridiculous amount of gas that he can have a Broodlord, Infestor, Overseer, Ultralisk mix. He does not have that many Zerglings for a late, or he can easily afford more Zerglings, but he's devoting as much food as he can, as much of his supply to those gas heavy units. Another nuke going down at the south base. Bomber trying to apply what little pressure that he can. We do see 2 more nukes getting produced. There's another orbital command getting landed. His whole base is just ringed in orbital command. And it looks like that nuke at the South Expo does land. And Destiny fungal growth, and we'll be able to take it out. Broodlord's moving through the center of the map. 3 ghosts in production right now. Extremely potent late-game unit for Terran. As much as I love to talk about the relentless Starship Trooper-style onslaught, Destiny's barreling down on Bomber's front. Keep in mind, Bomber has a stupid amount of money. 6K, 2.5K. There's yet another nuke going down. He's going to be attacking the top expansion. Now dropping some Marines up there. Does Destiny see it? There's the little red dot there, and it looks like Destiny's going to respond by just obliterating this central expansion. Suddenly, these top expansions are becoming more and more key. Destiny has a couple minerals in the bottom left corner. Those bottom left 3 expansions are absolutely critical. In the meantime, Bomber killing off the south, killing off the north. Can he defend well enough? Great EMPs going down yet again. Every single Infestor is low on energy. Only one has some. Destiny would definitely benefit from an Archon morph right now. Lulz. So as we're poking around, we're seeing yet more Infestors get built. The +1 attack for air going down. And suddenly Destiny, who's been maxed all game long, plummeting down to 133 supply. Trying to move his Infestors up here for some kind of defense, but there's the target fire going on. The fungal growth goes down. The Broodlings appear and will manage to get a surprising number of Vikings before they depart for an afternoon tea. Destiny now absolutely needs these top expansions. It used to be his one huge advantage was that he had them relatively safe and secure, but now we are seeing both players in a little bit of a tenuous defensive position. 15 tanks, obviously going to help with the defense, but we only see 18 Marines and 8 Ghosts. This means that the main offensive capability of Bomber at this point is going to be drops and nukes. There are the Infestors, continuing to launch those infested Terrans forward. He just needs a couple of hash and he can begin picking away, whittling away at all of these units. But look at this. The number of mules, Bomber is actually starting to dry up. You see, hardly has any minerals left there. We see more Zerglings trying to swing in for a counterattack. Is the main open? Uh-oh. Ooh, Destiny going for a late game swing around. Can he lift the supply depot in time? No, he cannot. Destiny now just marching directly into the main. Bomber has not even reacted yet. Oh no, Bomber looks like he's getting distracted by a drop that he was making up at the north. And now suddenly the main source of production is wide open and vulnerable. Destiny attacking here and there and everywhere like he just don't care. Burrowing now There's the scan, the stim. Zergling's going to be unburrowing likely, but oh, more infested Terrans in the center. Ghost getting taken out. Zergling's going for a big surround. Another nuke going down. It is at the south position. Where is that Ghost even? Oh, he's hanging out on the ramp. Will Destiny notice in time? Whether he does or doesn't, this is an incredible offensive tactic that Bomber's using, denying the mining time of those expansions by a significant amount. Destiny now trying to peel through with his Zerglings. You see now Destiny doing a good job, continuing to apply pressure. Just phenomenal play by both of these players. Incredible defensive positioning by Bomber, an amazing comeback and relentless aggression by Destiny with a very, very unusual set of units. And we are seeing Destiny start to work his way forward, but for what gain? It looks like Bomber now is mined out. Income rate. Nothing. Absolutely zip, nada. So Destiny is just going to throw Infested Terrans. Infested Terrans are free. They only cost energy, so that this does mean that Destiny can slowly whittle away at Bomber's force, and Bomber's going to be forced to just use nukes for the remainder of the game. He can build 12 more nukes. Looks like he's building a round of Marines as well. There's the next scan, and it looks like, oh no! Infested Terrans have broken through up at the north. The tanks unsieged. The Zergling's taken the opportunity. Bomber caught out of position at one key moment. Now we're seeing more Infested Terrans get lobbed out. The Ghost doing huge damage to all the Zerglings, but another pack of Infested Terrans easily fungal growthing all the Marines and Marauders. I cannot believe we are seeing this kind of unusual play from Destiny. Bomber, who is so passive, just taking more bases, easily going to be able to take out your typical average everyday, your Korean-style Zerg. Oh, the lob. The man having a lot of trouble against this hit-and-run style of Zerg, attacking in huge waves at the front, dropping at the back, run-ins at the main. And now suddenly Bomber is broke. 11 minerals. Look at this. Over 1,000 units killed by Bomber. Will it be enough? We are seeing still a big disparity between the units lost tab, with Destiny just overrunning everything. Now finally killing off these expansion command centers, and it looks like Destiny still not won yet. Bomber trying to re-expand to the south position, going to reposition everything he has. Might even begin lifting units, floating, making wall-offs down at the south. And it looks like, yep, there it is. There's the mine going on up in the north position, trying to gobble up as many resources as he can with insane amounts of mules. Look at the income tab. It's going to swing so high up for the Red Terran player. He was down to nothing moments ago, and there's the drop and kill, and it looks like the defensive nuke. Defensive nuke's going down. I'm opening up and closing all the wrong things because this defensive nuke could be huge. We see more units beginning to swing in. Kenny managed to pick it off in time, and it looks like, oh no! Destiny sees it at the last second. Will manage to dodge absolutely everything. Huge dodge by Destiny, but huge fungal growth. Oh, another defensive nuke gonna go down. Will it be able to land in time? With some more Infested Terrans just getting lobbed up. Destiny is the Zerg in this game. Complete overwhelming amounts of units. Oh, he's gonna hit! A great defensive nuke there by Startail's Bomber. But is it gonna be enough? So many infestors here. Oh, getting the Vikings in the unit counting station. We see almost no units on the map for Bomber. Bomber now desperately relying upon this northern position. We see he only has 6 SCVs, but he has 15 orbital commands. And there's the spot on the northern expansion, but just in time, as we do see Bomber going to be able to lose all those mules just due to the cooldown. Incredible, incredible opening game. This is game 1 of a best-of-3 between these two players. One of the most unusual games I've ever seen. Ridiculously epic. Extremely, extremely awesome play by Destiny right now. We are seeing Destiny continue to advance forward. Is there some miracle that Terran can pull at this point in time? We see that there are no nukes on the map right now. Trying to get siege tanks up. We see 3 siege tanks getting produced at a time, trying to get into a good defensive mindset. If he can secure this bottom base with tanks positioned, buildings walled off, and mined from the side angle, that could be his one key. But Destiny now, having the north position. It's about half mined out. The south position is almost full. So it looks like another mule run coming up from Bomber. Bomber is still not out. He's in such a good defensive position, but oh no! lobbing up a bunch of Infested Terrans up onto the high ground. Infested Terrans only cost energy. And Destiny using this brilliantly at the late stages of the game. Both of them are essentially dead broke on money, but look at the amount of Infestors swinging in. There's the Unburrow. The Siege Tank gets Neural Parasited. Can he get any more down? Looks like those Marauders going to try to swing down. Wow. Bomber's done it. He has managed to defend this huge attack, but there are a lot of Zerglings still out on the field right now. It's going to be hard to rely on those cliffs where you generally plant tanks in such a calm defensive manner. Easily lob-upable by the Infestors, who can shoot those Infested Terrans while burrowed. Keep in mind, oh, here's a clever play. Might just go for a suicide mule run. Oh, will he drop the mules? The Infestors are starting to come up, and it looks like... Oh, the worst timing possible for those mules to end up landing, and likewise mules down at the south. Destiny re-expanding to both spots. And there the Infested Terrans arrive. Can they pick off the Orbital Command? They will indeed. It falls, and of course we end up seeing the hairdryer. There it is, the hairdryer from every Orbital Command. Second Orbital Command down at the south position. Just incredible Infestor play from Destiny. I have never seen anything quite like this. We are almost at the 1 hour mark, and it looks like, oh no, Bomber now moving out onto the low ground, advancing forward, completely vulnerable, surrounded by Zerglings. Zerglings take out the tanks, take out the remaining forces. There's some great EMPs, but will it be enough? The Zergling count is too many, and good game! Destiny has taken Game 1 against StarTale's Bomber. Let's go on to Game 2 to see if he can close out a huge win against the top Korean.